Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman29, and I'm doing a video reply to J Thunder 73. Atheists are out. Repost. All right. Pastor David goes on about how Christians and evangelicals should not debate atheists, and I discussed briefly, in Stickham at one point. I think personally debating is a waste of time. Personally, however, it may be helpful. Depends on the reason why you're not debating. And the issue came up, and it seems to happen all the time. And it happened before in history. And I'm going to explain it why. I can't even talk today. Anyways, you should be debating atheists, or you should be discussing with atheists, because through the wrangling, you learn about them and you learn about yourself. Just like Enkidu and Gilgamesh fought in the middle of the doorway, in the street, and threw each other back and forth and pushed and pulled. They later became great friends. Not saying this is going to happen between Christians and atheists. However, you develop a respect for one another. And one of the biggest mistakes would be burying your head in the sand. After the Scopes monkey trial, evangelicals did that. They buried their head in the sand. They pulled their kids from public schools. They totally fenced themselves and locked themselves into their churches. And it was the biggest scandal of the evangelical mind that has happened in this century. Learning is not dangerous to Christians. Reading is not dangerous to Christians. Discussing theology, questioning your beliefs is not dangerous to Christians. And there seems to be this idea out there that, if seekers are hearing us debate, they may side with the atheists and bring up questions. They should be doing that, because if seekers are seeking, they're going to want to ask questions, not find out about it later after they signed up. So, it seems that a lot of these issues need to be resolved. I think a lot of times it's the lack of knowledge of history, the lack of knowledge of literary techniques, the lack of knowledge of Jewish literature and Jewish influences. They were all Jewish texts, both the New and the Old, and they're written that way. And a lot of times it's through just not understanding history and the way things transpired, end up causing all kinds of issues, and some of the craziest, outlandish ideas about how things transpired end up becoming more prominent than actually thinking about it in a logical pattern. So, debating can be positive for a lot of people, because you'll be able to understand both points of view seriously, not just with lip service. You know, like I hear all the time, and it just turns my stomach. Oh, I read the Quran, and I tried to keep an open mind. The minute somebody says that, they have not. They have not. And it's a lie. It's only lip service. You cannot go in and say, all right, I'm going to read the Quran to just give it a chance, just to say I did it. That is not. You need to study it. You need to study the background history. You need to study things. And I can't say that more than enough. And you can't say, I read the Talmud, I read the Mishnah, and I read the Old Testament, and it's just not enough. We don't have enough. We don't have enough anthropology. We don't have enough understanding of history, and that's why we are getting a severe butt kicking. So, do not bury your heads in the sand. Do not run from this. Learn educate yourself so that when you go into those rooms and debate your faith, you have a clear understanding of what you believe and why you believe it. And also, it's okay to have questions on some things, and it's perfectly fine to say, hey, I don't know. I'll find out later. I'll find out after I'm dead. Who knows? And you know, probably one of the biggest lies that anybody ever told anybody about religion was that it's static and it stays the same. Religion and ideas transform to meet the demands of the culture. You see it in the literature. And a lot of times, theology goes against literature. And it's one of my number one rules to always read the literature and look at it from that perspective before including theology and worldviews. So, I don't know, I would hope that there are more people out there who would come out and talk and discuss with atheists, not holler and scream and waste your time, and maybe learn something. Maybe learn something about psychology, learn something about science. It's not all that complex, and it doesn't necessarily need to cause you disillusionment about your belief system, because plenty of people have done that in ages past and have gotten along just fine. So, take care, friends, and remember, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.